Welcome to our Rolemaster Actual play session. Twilight of the Old Order is a campaign set in the world of Duyranaki, the continent of men. In this gritty, cutthroat world, politics, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor. This is episode 172 of Twilight of the Old Order. The Twilight Party, after recouping and recovering, have decided to seek out their foe, the leadership of the Committee for the New Age. We rejoin our heroes in a chilly, snow-driven canyon with a massive, bear-like creature sniffing around the spell-concealed party. Good evening! My name is Chris, alternatively known on this channel, in this game, as GM Chance. And it is my great pleasure to welcome you to our game this evening. The game that we're playing, well, you can see for yourself. The title is up on screen. It's called Twilight of the Old Order. That's the title of the campaign that we're playing. What exactly is the system? The system that we're playing of this tabletop role-playing game is an old system dating all the way back to the early 1980s, a system called Rolemaster. Fantastic game. Largely out of print. I say largely because you can still buy copies of the system online, but certainly some of the earlier editions are available on the likes of eBay, etc. only. An amazing system. I've been playing it since the 1980s and absolutely love it. So, we're telling a story tonight. We're spinning a yarn. We're playing a tabletop role-playing game, which means that there is kind of a vague idea in my head of what might happen, but because we use these little suckers here, a little D10 dice that we use as a D percentile dice, ultimately I actually have no idea where on earth the tale is going to go tonight, because both of the dice, but also because of the players. And the players, of course, are the people in behind the six faces that you can see up on screen. The six heroes, the six protagonists, the six champions of our story. And in a minute or so, hopefully less than a minute, we're going to turn to three at least of the players of the characters up on the screen. A couple of our players are not able to join us either tonight at all or are currently unavailable right now. And those players that are around are going to introduce their characters. Before we get to that, my habitual, I say it each time, and I kind of rattle it off each session. And it sounds, I guess, almost a little bit flippant, but it is genuinely, sincerely meant. We really do appreciate all the support, the encouragement, the advice, the ideas that come through from the various people that follow the show. It really is appreciated. Again, as I say quite regularly, this is something we do for fun. It's a hobby, right? Tabletop role-playing is storytelling. It's an imagination game. It's a pastime. It's a hobby. We would be doing this anyway. The fact that we can record our games and record what happens and share our stories with ultimately the world is fantastic. What's even better is that there are people in the world that are keen. So we really do, and interested in what happens. So we really do appreciate the enthusiasm and the support. Thank you. The plea that I make each game, and this is hardly original. I think every single YouTube in existence has said this, but it's absolutely true. If you've come across us before and you like us and you're enjoying the story and you just like our vibe and you just like the way we play and you're finding the story interesting, we really would appreciate a like down below, or even much better, a subscribe. It helps the channel grow and it helps people like you that are interested in these stories find our games. And if you have subscribed, and a lot of our viewers do come back for more, many of the people that subscribe do follow our games by the statistics that YouTube tells us, we'd encourage you to tell your friends. Maybe you used to play Rolemaster way back in the day. Maybe you play another tabletop role-playing game. Really encourage you to mention next time you see your role-playing buddies to mention our game and perhaps see if this might be an entertaining channel for them to follow too. Okay, well and truly enough from me. It's now time to turn over to the players, as mentioned before, and tonight we are starting off, I believe, with Stara. Sarah, the microphone is all yours.
Star here. I'm going to answer a question for Jada. How does she handle the pressure of high stakes situations? So first thing Jada does in any situation is pray. In high stakes situations, she'll try and hide behind other people or hide in the terrain. She will position herself close enough that she might be able to help people, but far enough that she can avoid any unnecessary conflicts. She often will just fly away or become invisible. She really trusts her more experienced companions' leadership. She relies on them to sort of deal with those situations. She likes to hint to everyone that horses are a great way to reduce high stakes situations because you can just flee on the horse. Finally, she recites her special healer oath, which is first, preserve the healer, and second, preserve the healer.
A motto to live by. Very wise. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Who would you like to hear from next?
Pete, please.
Pete?
Oh, thanks, Stara. Yeah, good motto. Kia ora, I'm Pete, and I will be playing two characters tonight, the first of which is Nicholas. And the question for Nicholas to answer, what's the most peculiar magical effect your character has experienced? Now, I can't remember when this party went to the Isle of Darn. So, but there was this. Was it before the recordings?
Yes.
Yes. So this is not on previous recordings on this channel. But when the Twilight of the Old Order party, when Nicholas's group went to this place called the Isle of Darn to seek advice from someone called Ning Wen, who's a friend of Tanya, there was sort of the strangest interview process ever. One by one, this odd creature, odd metal, odd man. I think he was a man. Not sure exactly what he was, but he gave a really weird vibe. He looked strange. He was, sort of had gold on him. Would get each of us to go individually through a chamber, basically a very dark chamber, and there was a magic on that sort of had put us in visions from our past or future, or hypothetical imaginary visions, which put us in situations where I mean, and sort of on reflection, it became clear that this was Ningwen, the owner of the Isles, way of testing who we were and just judging who, like vetting us basically. Were we safe to come into her domain, or what sort of people were we? But so it put us in situations where it sort of played on stuff that we weren't good at, or that were fears or whatever. And after that, she did receive us after we'd all sort of gone through one by one, and we waited in the waiting room, and we eventually saw her. And it became apparent that through this magic, she was able to sort of judge us and sort of, I don't know, somehow see inside our brains, or at least see what our thoughts were. And for Nicholas, he didn't like that. But she didn't seem particularly fond of Nicholas. And he doesn't see what the problem is. But a really odd magic and an odd experience for each of them, I think, just to have that so tailored to each of them and so quickly. So that was an interesting magical experience. The other character I'm playing tonight will be Askell, because Anthony can't join us tonight. And usually I don't answer questions for characters that aren't mine, but I think for Askell I can perhaps answer this one. What's the most extraordinary ritual your character has participated in? And I correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was a ritual where the brooch or the cloak clasp of Jada's that had a demon inside it, the exorcism of that demon from Jada. So Jada and Askell went together to a temple in Landana, I think it was, to get this demon exorcised. And I think that was something of a ritual, and it involved going into a different dimension, into Jada's head. I'm not entirely sure, but there was some weird stuff that went on there, and I think probably left its mark on Askell in terms of, he was being very selfless, but in terms of risk to him, risk to Jada, and just big forces they were dealing with. So I think that was, an interesting one for him to be involved in.
Excellent.
And over to Graham, please.
Thanks. I'm playing two characters as usual. First of whom is Severin. And this is an interesting one, isn't it? How does your character deal with the burden of leadership? Well, it isn't really a burden. It's more an aspiration. And it may be desperately unpopular with the rest of the party, but he kind of has... He's got aspirations in this way, and he's a sort of a bit of a big mouth and quite a charmer, so he does do a lot of the talking. But not particularly tenacious, not particularly keen on being told what to do ever. So it's a little buzz going on underneath the surface, a little annoyance, I'm sure. But but he does feel like it. He has to sort of show initiative, and he certainly feels pressure to do that. But I wouldn't call it a burden. But I think if there was one, it would be. He doesn't want to. He's a reasonable guy, and he doesn't want to sort of alienate or piss off the rest of the party by sort of assuming a role that he's never been given.
Right.
Secondly, Tenya is the second character. What's the most peculiar magical effect your characters experience? Well, there came a time when we got some cash and had some time to spend it, which has only happened relatively fleetingly in this game. And so she had the opportunity to sort of get someone to make a weapon for her. Cost a fortune, but it was worth it. And she has her magical bow, which she's very happy with, it being her primary weapon. And that in itself is good, but it also, she had in it inbuilt two spells, one of which is Presence, which detects sort of living beings in the immediate vicinity, but the second one is Intuition, which gives her an impression or a good idea of what will happen in the immediate future if she takes a certain action. And that is quite a transformative, transporting sensation. Very, very strange, being able to look into essentially have a feeling about or look into the future in all intents and purposes. So that's been a bit of an eye-opener, to say the least.
Excellent.
Yes, and who's not been? Was it everyone?
That is everyone.
Everyone. Oh.
So we do have Giles, who is going to be joining us, and who is currently listening in. He's currently in transit, but that is everyone. So, gentle viewer, gentle listener, that is the team, and it would be better if if the Discord worked. There we go. That's the team named up on screen. Those are the 6 characters in play tonight. We currently have 3 players present, and as mentioned, Giles, who plays Yotto, will be joining us soon. So, now is the time we turn to our scribe, our chronicler, chronicler, Pete, for a very quick update of what happened last session. Pete, please.
Thank you. So last session, so we're down south in the cold. We're trying to stop the TPP.
Who are the TPP?
The Tauranga People's Party, Peasant People's Party.
Mm-hmm.
From ending the old order, taking away magic, sort of encouraging the discontinuation of non-human races. We have sort of been transported here. We're not sure exactly what the date is because I think we've noticed changes in our bodies since being teleported here through a device, and time has passed. We're not sure how much time has passed. We have spotted where we think these people are, and we wanted to make our way there and to see if we can sort of suss the situation. By that, I mean there's a large number of people, miles away from us, but we're on our way there, and we came across, in this very cold environment with lots of bare rock, we came across this valley where a valley splits. And as you can see, now I'm not sure if this is the splitted side, isn't it?
Yes.
Or is this the split here? Or we're saying this rock in the middle is the split?
That's the split. That's the split there.
Yeah.
Back down this way is where your characters decided there was a fork, and your characters decided to go right rather than left. Left was wider and more open. This was more smaller, less wide, and more in shadow.
Yep. Cool. Thank you. So why I was checking is because you can also see that this valley somewhat splits. There's a large rock in the middle, so it sort of splits it a little bit. We just started up into this valley here when we heard screaming and panicked horses behind us. I think a horn sounded, and that was it at the moment. And so we knew there were people on horses, and we wanted to remain incognito. We wanted to keep out of sight of these people because they don't know we're here. So we scarpered. We tried 1K first, but decided that wasn't for us, and so we bolted, and we chose to go down the right-hand side of that rock, sort of sprinting up there. Yotto wanted to have a bit more of a view of the situation, a bit more control, so he went on top of the rock and sort of lay down and was concealed himself at the top there. The rest of the party sort of ran up the right-hand side of that rock promontory, and we've sort of clustered into a bit of a crevice or a crevasse up the... Oh, looks a bit different. Oh, right in there, it's little. Yes, right where those arrows are. Thank you, Chris. So we sort of clustered ourselves up there and sort of hiding because we don't want to be seen by these horsemen. What Yotto then observed, and I think the rest of us seen parts of, or...
Yes.
Perhaps seen parts of, at least Tanya and Severin have seen parts of, and they've reported back to us, was a number of horses and horsemen pelting up the valley, followed by two of these sort of very scary looking polar bears. Don't know what sort of creatures they are, but they're large and they were very fast. As these horses and bears sort of came towards that, where that rock sort of split the valley, 1/3 bear arrived, and that from the left, which forced several of the horses to run up from the right, as we're looking at it now, but several of the horses to run up the way that we had also come, so driving them sort of close to where we were, and they were followed by two of the bears. One of the three bears chasing the horses followed the remainder of that group further up the valley to the right on the screen there. There's a bit of a drop, and some of the horses didn't make it from the sound of things and from the report from Tanya, I believe. But the bears jumped down, and I think one man ran on, but otherwise it was a bit of a pile up of horses, unfortunately, and men, so it was a bit sad. This one man, I think we heard it, turned and challenged one of the bears that was chasing him. So there's two bears in our close vicinity, and this man from the horses, we're assuming that they're TPP people, turned and challenged this bear, and was quickly taken out. So the person who's seeing all of this is actually Yotto, who's on the top of that rock, sort of lying down and keeping an eye out, looking for opportunities to cast a spell, I believe, a sleep spell. So he's quite well prepped. Meanwhile, the other horses that had gone up the valley had gotten away. Well, we're being chased by one bear. Yeah, I think there's three bears, and Otto has seen this, coming down that part of the valley. So they've turned around and are coming back towards where we are, and had gone to the left of the screen. I think Yotto had seen them, that they'd actually dismounted, because their horses are completely tired out. One of the bears that's in our vicinity has come a sniffing. Nicholas had cast an illusion of a stone wall across the front of our little crevice, our little tiny little space that we're in, to keep us from sight. But a bear seems to have, I think, picked up our scent, and I think that's where we're up to.
Perfect. I just changed things around a little bit because I was extremely generous last session as the GM with information. Information, of course, is the currency of a role-playing game. But we had an interesting situation last time where we had one character that was up high and that was observing a lot of what was going on, and that information was shared with the players, with everybody, but of course their characters wouldn't know. So I've kept some information in terms of what the characters immediately in this group are aware of, a bit more discreet now. But just to quickly frame things up just a little bit, exactly as you described, these characters, firstly Askell in front, then followed by Severin, then Jadar in the middle. A little bit further up is Nicholas, and at the very top, peeping out of this, and it is just her eyes, it's not her full head as depicted on the screen, but her eyes and just above her eyes is Tanya at the very top, keeping an eye on things. And Tanya had indeed looked this way and had seen, as you'd described, Pete, some horses come to grief, and horsemen come to grief, coming down this 15 or so foot drop there. What Tanya had seen, arguably, had she communicated it to you or not? Yes, I guess she has. That one of, big horrible thing is coming, and you had seen this creature, or Tanya had seen this creature here. Everybody else, of course, cannot see this because, as depicted by this shimmery outline, that is the boundaries of the illusion spell that Nicholas cast. It's not two-way. So for the characters inside, you're seeing a rock wall, and for anybody outside, or anything outside, is also seeing a rock wall. Tanya is the only one with eyes above. What you have heard, what all the characters have heard in this area here, is the sounds of both growling and sniffing, and then the sounds, most recently, of approaching very, very large feet. And where we begin is, Tanya, this is your view. So you did see this man, as Pete described here, get felled. He very bravely yelling in Thebronic with a spear up, but was quickly dispatched by one of these creatures. You see another of these creatures heading in this direction. If you're very lucky, Tanya, you might see a horse over here. But anything else there, you cannot see. So, yes, there is a red token on this map, and yes, we can all see it. Tanya, this is completely and utterly obscured from your vision. That's, I think, where we start play. Are there any qualifying questions, anything that's not clear before we kick off? Nope. Okay. If you're as curious as I am to see what happens next, if you're sitting comfortably, let's start the game. that is where we are about to begin. We are going to go into rounds. We are also just put some sound effects on. There you go. The galloping, the mad galloping that actually listening to the recording from last session was perhaps a little bit too much, has largely finished. So the sound of drumming horses has gone, although there is the occasional rock slide, as we can hear in the background. There is the sound of disappearing horses or horses moving off. There is the occasional growl or snarl of these things and a shout from outside. Let's see if we can find another roar. Go. Boomy. There's kind of noise. There's the sound of sniffing and just general big critterness outside. That's where we're going to start the game. Going into rounds. Keep your fingers and toes crossed. You encounter. Initiative. Rolling initiative. Okay. Let's read up this number. It's the one thing I didn't check. Yes, that's right. Cool. Okay. Tanya, you are, to my knowledge, you are still looking off the top of the, out of the top of the illusion. You see this creature move at pace in this direction and out of your field of view. And there's...
Okay. Yeah, I think once the thing was getting close, I think she would have ducked back down personally, but that's all good.
And right about now, exactly now, I would like all 5 characters that are in this ledge to make, please, quite an important roll. I'd like you all to make a self-discipline check. The ones that are at the bottom, which equal both Askell and Sevlin, the self-discipline check is a little bit harder. Specifically for Askell, it's at -10. And Askell is already at -15 from both the cold and also feeling ill effects. So this roll for Askell is at -25. Severin, self-discipline check at -5 for you. Jadar, a 0 self-discipline check. Nicholas, a self-discipline check, 0. And then finally Tanya, who's much further up this little slope, also +0. A passable check is a 50 or above. Now, what I'm trying to establish is you're all attempting to be quiet. You're all attempting to... You all said last session that you're keeping painfully still. This is to check your character's mental fortitude, if you like, to not breathe so loud, not flinch at the wrong second and make a noise, not do something like that. We are going to go in order. From the closest first, and the closest first is Askell. This roll is at -25 in total. Pete, you have the dice, and this could be quite an important roll. No pressure, you've got to beat 50. Give me a roll. What's the roll, please? Can't hear you, Pete.
Sorry, I thought I was off mute. Roll of 33.
33 minus 25. And what is Askell's self-discipline? I believe it's -6.
It is.
Okay. So that's exactly what happens. Askell, you don't know whether you just simply were shaken and just your breathing was too high or something. But absolutely, at that second, and to your horror, Askell, you see this thing. More to the point, you see, bizarrely, and it is very bizarre to witness, you hear pounding feet moving forward at pace. Fortunately, this is at its turn. And you see, at first, it's really weird. You just see these horrible claws, massive claws, kind of come through the rock, and then there's a pause for a millisecond, and this shambling beast sticks its head through the illusion. It pauses for a millisecond. Let's see how its reactions are. And we call it killer instinct, call it the fact that senses are heightened, call it whatever. But it has enough wherewithal to realize that whatever's in front of it is not real. It sees Askell, sees all of you sheltering in there, roars with fury, and desires to eat you. And it does swing at Askell. Now, the one advantage is, part of this creature's round is sussing out that this wall wasn't real. So it will have a negative on its attack, and unusually it will only get one attack this round. It usually attacks it more than this, but it's only going to get one. It's only going to get one swing with its claw at you this round, Askell, because its actions were taken up with figuring out that there's something weird in front of it. Coming at you right now, Askell. I think he had his cutlass out. I don't know if he had his cutlass out. I don't know if he had any other spells out. Can anybody remember, please?
You could definitely have his cutlass out, yeah.
Okay.
And I believe he was prepped.
Yeah, he's prepped with cutlass out.
Okay, prepped, but no spell?
He's got no shield spell. That's what you mean?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. I don't believe he's got... But does he have a normal shield? I don't know.
He's got a shield on. He said you'll have to use cast... what's that thing where you can cast with your armor on?
I'll transcend armor.
Yeah, he said to use that if needed.
Yeah. So I don't think he has a... From M.E.R.P, he doesn't have a shield.
No,
he doesn't
I can't see one on his character sheet.
He doesn't have a shield. So I'm giving you a bit of a freebie, Pete. Realistically, would he have parried? And how much would he have parried? Yeah, this is a bit of a... Is it fair to say he would have parried 70%, perhaps? 60%? You tell me how much. I'm not going to say 100%. I think that's because he doesn't know what he's going to do this round. I should have asked everybody to put parry into their into Discord.
Yeah, he would. 70% parry would be great.
Okay, so figure that out, please.
74.
Cool. $74. Cool. Look, that did it. That it was that absolutely desperate parry with the cutlass to basically turn that aside, and also the fact that this creature wasn't really prepared to attack this round because it was figuring out what was in front of it. Askell, you were lucky, really, really, really lucky. You turned this creature's massive claw to one side, and no damage.
Phew.
Next to act is Jadar. So Jadar, you are standing exactly there. This creature has come through You can't see. It's a really Pete. With your illusion spell, it's a time limit rather than concentration. I'm assuming, isn't it?
Yeah, correct. 10 minutes per level,
Cool.
so I've got plenty of time.
Cool. So Jada, it's a very surreal situation. You have seen half or more that much of this colossal thing come through, but not the full thing. And you've seen it take a swing at Askell. It's missed. Miraculously, Askell has parried. What do you do this round right now, Jada?
I'm so glad I prepared. So I'm going to cast fly.
Cool.
Yeah, prepared 3 times.
Yeah.
And
That gives you a plus 20 to the roll. Plus 20? Plus... Why do I never remember that?
so
Yeah, 20.
Thank you.
here we
Oh, no,
go.
3. Oh, 3. 3 rounds prep is plus 10. Sorry, my mistake.
Oh, here we go.
You're on.
72.
72.
For
The spell...
flying.
Yeah, the spell goes off. That's 70% action for casting the spell. What happens now? You got 25% action left.
So my rate of fly is 15 feet per round.
Okay.
So I just want to fly up and backwards.
Up and
What
backwards.
what do I have left?
Okay.
It's to be out of reach.
Let's see if I can grab Jada. Yes, I can. Hang on.
Just enough to be out of reach. I don't want to be flying out in the open.
Okay. So you've only got 25%. So what's 20? Oh, what's 25% of 15? Not much. So
Couple of feet.
you could get up.
No.
You can
Oh,
get-
maybe up there.
You could get up a little bit, about there.
Okay.
So you've
Yeah.
made a little bit of progress.
That's all I can do. Yeah.
Cool. Very good. The next person to act is Nicholas. Nicholas, you've just seen this happen.
Oh, whoops. He'll think, yikes. Could you show me how high... And 75 times... No, that's not true. 7 foot is from where he is. If he was to fly 70 foot up, so 7 foot. 7 foot.
7 foot.
Yeah.
What this software isn't good at showing vertical heights. Easily, I can show you. That's 7 foot. No, it's not. Hang on.
Oh, it can't be, eh?
That's 8 foot. That's 7 foot there.
Okay. Can he fly diagonally? Can I just see where he is, please? So he's going to want to be out of the way of people who are retreating, so he'll want to fly up and back 7 foot, and he's prepping with the rest of his round.
So he's he cast fly last time. Is that right?
Yeah, he's had fly cast on him for a little. So he did. Yes.
Okay.
Last round. Yes, he cast fly. That's what it was.
Okay. Cool. Let's see if I'm lucky enough.
Oh, he's quite far back already. Oh, I didn't realize. He doesn't want to be. Yeah, cool. Sorry, I'm quite cool to see.
So where is he going? Or where?
Actually, he would rather fly back behind Tanya, in fact, by 7 foot. So he'd rather not stick himself way out of the illusion.
Yeah, the thing is, he doesn't have any choice. He's going to have to go out of the illusion.
Okay. Unless he goes
that's the
forward.
That's the barrier of the illusion.
Yeah, true. And he might just go. Can you just tilt it down? He wants to stay out of bear reach. He figures he's out of bear reach if he goes 7 foot forward.
Jadar's right in the way.
No, he's gonna no. He'll just go there. People can get under him, right?
If they duck, yes.
Yep. Okay. No, he'll go with. Oh no, he's.
It's out of the illusion.
Yep. No, that's cool. That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Go with that for now.
All right. Cool. Let me just quickly. I'm just gonna adjust my rock slide. There we go. Excellent. Next is Askell. Askell, you have just parried for 70%. You can't attack because you've used 70% of your parry. You have 30% action left. What do you do, please?
He'll say, back up, back up, back up! And he will wait for other people to move back so he can move back as well.
Okay.
And he'll want to use the rest of his round for movement.
Sure. There will be maneuvers for getting up this very steep, precarious slope, by the way.
Yep.
Okay, great. Next is Severin.
Yeah, he's gonna listen to that and back up. So he's gonna go up the slope as far as he can.
Okay. So ducking down under Jadar's feet.
Yep.
Cool.
And then if Tanya's moving too, then he would follow her up. If that means delaying his action, then he'll delay it until Tanya's moved.
Okay. Okay. Is that Severin? I hope it's Severin. Is that Severin?
Yep. It is.
It is Severin. So the distance he's traveling is not far, but this is a panicked situation. It's not a horrendous. He's not climbing, but it is quite steep. It's cold. It's slick with snow and ice. I'm going to ask, please, for, and it's not going to be an all or nothing. I'm going to ask, please, for an easy maneuver from Severin to move up.
9.
9. Not a great result. -10, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. -1 is the result. You move 50% of what you normally could, Severin. So
27 and a half, 28 foot.
okay, which is more than enough. Okay. So you kind of scramble up, and how far up are you? How far up are you going?
So if if it means delaying his action, he intends to get up on the crevice at the shelf at the top of the thing. So if Tenya moves, then he'll follow her, if that makes sense. If Tenya doesn't move, he won't follow. He can't get through. But he intends to get up on the shelf.
Right.
So if that means delaying action, he'll do it. You know?
He will have to wait for Tanya to move out of the way. So he's ducking under firstly Jadar's legs, and then Tanya once Tanya's actions. Cool. Done. Next to act is in fact Tanya.
Yeah, she'll hear the call to back up. So she would like to move up onto the ledge and keep really low and to the left.
Okay. So now she doesn't require a maneuver roll. She's sufficient enough up. So she goes up, and you tell me where to place her, please.
So she goes low, doesn't stand up, and then hard left.
Hard left. Oh, as in, okay.
Into that corner there.
So back and in here, yeah?
Right in the corner, yeah. As far, well, a bit. Sorry, I can't.
That's
off.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
as far as she can go.
Is that, sorry, just to confirm what I'm looking at? So there's a ledge that's a climb up, is there? I see. So that would require a maneuver to get up on there?
Yeah, not a difficult one, but it would be a light maneuver to scramble up.
Okay, no, she'll stay there for the moment.
So two ledges, yeah? That ledge,
yeah,
and then the second one. Yep, she's moved there for the moment. Severin, you delayed your action. You can move the sufficient Distance, where did Severin go? Have I lost Severin? Oh, I have lost Severin.
Hiding behind Jada.
He is hiding
again.
by Jada yet again. Severin, you move up. And back.
And crouch alongside Tanya at the top.
Okay, so what about there-ish?
Yeah, crouch down.
Yep, understood. I can't do that with the counter, but yes, understood. Okay, great. Very good. That is the end of the round.
Yep, Ascor's going to move too.
No, he can't. He has...
Oh, true. Sorry, because that was my intention, but he's in combat.
He's in combat, correct.
We got him... Sorry.
He could try disengage combat if he wishes.
30%, which is what he's got left, right?
Correct.
Well, how will that... Oh. Can he disengage up the crevasse?
He can disengage, but he's got no movement left. He could make a little bit of movement up there, but but
and importantly, he wouldn't. He could he end facing the bear?
Yes,
please. Good.
So he's backing up. I'll only give him a little bit of movement to move because he's. I don't know. No, actually, I'm going to say because it's a very steep movement. Disengage from melee, and you can move 10 foot from foe. So disengaging from melee is moving 10 foot from foe. So I will let him do that and move 10 foot up the cliff, but the disengage from melee, I'm going to change from being, because it's steep and hard and icy and difficult for him to travel, I'm going to change that to a all or nothing medium maneuver. So your call whether he wants to make it or not.
Yeah, cool. And that would just put him just a few feet up that crevasse to where, I mean, it's still in range of the bear by his estimation, right?
Yes.
Yep. So he's not going to do that. He would like to do the instantaneous spell of shield, please, I believe.
Cool. Give me a roll.
He's got to transcend armor. Is that?
He does. He does.
Not 100%.
Yes. So
clear on this.
101 or better, and he's transcended his armor.
Oh. 35 plus
35. It instantly fails. So he. It's really weird. He So to transcend armor, he's got to psych himself into overcoming magic, but suddenly there's actually no magic in the world. There's none.
Yeah.
Yep. He can have the opportunity, however, to cast without the transcend armor again.
Oh, rude.
Or I guess you could try to cast the transcend armor again for 10%, which is it 10 cents? Transcend.
I'm not.
Transcend is 20. So his choices are either to cast the spell with the penalty, or try a transcend armor and use that last 10% to cast the 10% instantaneous spell. Your choice.
So he would do it with the transcend armor, I believe. Cool. Correct. Yep. So he still will get a chance to cast, right? He'll
get a chance to cast either way. Transcend armor. If he doesn't cast with transcend armor, he gets the penalty for wearing armor on the spell. He may still make that spell, of course.
Right. Yes. No. So I'm not. Oh, I see. I could cast now for the 10%, or he can redo it for the whole 30 he's got remaining.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. No. Try.
He tried for 20, but it didn't work. Yes, I'll let you away with that because it just didn't work. So you're cool.
So transcend armor, and then hopefully the spell will work after that. Correct.
Cool. Give me a roll.
Yep. Oh man, 37.
37 again. There is just no magic in the world. None. He can try just the spell now.
Yep.
But
let's try that.
Okay. Now he's armor type 10, I believe.
10 is correct.
Cool.
Oh.
So this is this. Hang on a sec. This is. Hang on. Just need to find out if you can beat me to the penalties on spellcasting beat.
Oh no, I'm
That's right.
not used to casting an armor.
No,
What?
of course you're not. Hang on. Let me just find a new window and let me just do this. There we go. It's number 10. We decided. Is that right?
Yes, rank 10. Yep.
Thank you. Rank 10. Casting in essence. That is a. Oh, does it have a particular flavor of 10? Is it 10A, B, or C, or D, or is it just 10?
It has got rigidly the 10D.
D, thank you. That's helpful. That's a negative 35 to this roll.
Oh man. Okay. So negative 35, and he's already failing a spell on 30 or whatever.
And he's got negative 15 to this roll.
And he's got negative.
Because of the
15.
cold and also feeling weird. Do you feel lucky, Eskel?
And the consequences are, if he fumbles real bad, he could be stunned.
Yep. If the
Stun, no
could be
parry.
worse than that. You could fry his brain. But then again, he might cast the spell and he'd have a shield. So this is a decision.
Can I phone a friend?
Sure.
just Star and Graham. What do you think Anthony would do?
Rather than what disengage. He can't disengage and run, right? So all he can do is cast a spell. Is that correct?
All he can do is cast a spell, but he's trying to cast a spell at a rather large negative, and it could have nasty consequences. He might.
How big's the minus?
Negative 50.
50.
Oh, bloody hell! No, it's not worth it, is it?
No, I think just
he could be stunned and then
he could be stunned. I think that he would just
parry, right?
Just say help.
Okay.
I think, and be prepared to do split full parry next round.
Cool. Excellent. That is where we're going to end that round. Completion. Next round. Initiative. Rolling initiative. Jada, amazingly, you're first to act. What do you do?
Oh, well, praying. So I'm gonna. I can't do anything to Escalade because to give him more space from the bear because he can't use it, can he? Or can anyone use a stick?
Anybody can use it, sure.
Like he could just use it. He doesn't have to be an expert to poke a bear away, does he?
He's not skilled in the weapon, but if you wish.
Well, I'll offer it to him. I guess we won't know till the next round, and I'll just fly up a bit higher, somewhere where I can just drop it down to him if he needs it.
Okay. So
I
you
wonder
tell
if
me.
I should try and poke the bear. No, I'm too scared. Yeah, I'll just float up, just so it's sort of out of touch with the bear, but enough I could throw that stick to Askell if he wanted to try and just keep it at bay.
Okay, so you tell me where Jada is flying. Please. She can move 15 around.
How high can a bear reach? 15 feet. So I guess, how tall is that thing? 6 foot tall?
It's very big. It would stand at least 5 or 6 foot at the shoulder. On its hind legs, it would reach up a long way.
So like it could reach up like 11? I mean, 8?
You don't know, but it's big.
I'll go 10.
So where do you move to? Tell me where you move to.
Just up and back.
Up?
And then back a bit away from the bear.
So
in case
you're
it leaps.
flying past Nicholas. That's probably, and then a little bit more.
Yep, next to Nicholas. Can we both fit?
Do you fly up more, or where do you go from there?
Just that's good. I don't want to peek out the top of the rocks. but I want to be able to throw that stick down if he needs it. It drops his cutlass or something happens.
Okay, sure thing.
Maybe I'll even throw it at the bear.
Okay. This critter in front of you, Askell swipes. Not once, but twice, and it is severely pissed off. Now, you said you're parrying 50?
No, split parry.
Sorry?
Splits. Oh, true. He's going to split his parry, please.
Split parry what?
I'm sorry, I'm just doing the thinking. Right. Yep, got it. 106 times 4. He is. Oh no. He wouldn't know that. No. Okay. No. Yep. 50-50 for the split. So 53 added to each attack. Parrying on each attack.
You don't know that it's going to attack twice. I've told you that, but he's got no idea. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to allow that. You can parry 1 for that amount.
Okay. I think it would be fair to say. So if a second attack comes and he's still got action left, he can parry it. Is that true?
At a -10 penalty.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's fair to say that he. What does he usually parry? 70-30? Feeling.
Yep.
I think that sounds right.
Yes.
So he'd parry the. Sorry, I know. Yeah.
No,
he's going to.
You're also standing in for someone else, Pete, which is appreciated.
Yeah. I know how I think. I think it's fair to say. No, he'll parry 60 on the first attack.
Okay.
He'll parry 60.
Done.
Yep.
Cool. Well, the attack, because that's all you're aware of.
Oh, sorry, on the attack, which is 64 added to his defense.
You,
please.
Okay, and 64. That was. I am actually going to reduce his DB a little bit, and I should have done it before because it's a very confined space. Even with a reduced DB, the parrying with the cutlass definitely saved him. There is a second attack. I was a little bit too generous with telling you that before.
Yeah.
And it attacks him again.
And if he's spending 10% for splitting his parry and getting adjusted for it, negative. So he's parrying 30% now. So that's bloody hell! I just had the number in front of me. 32.
32. Cool.
Yes.
It does connect with it, but it's a relatively minor injury. It's 7 in a D tiny.
It's a D. I was like minor.
Yep. I'm gonna roll the. It's a tiny. We have had tinies do some bad things before, but let's see. Exclamation mark R space D 100. Here's the D tiny coming at you. 84. That's bad. It is, however, a tiny critical, the most feeble critical in the entire game. Let's see what an 84 does. Acrobatic face strike.
Oh no.
If facial armor, plus 5 hits. If not, foe's nose torn. Takes 3 hits per round and is stunned.
Ouch.
You are stunned for a period of time, and you're at negative 40. You've just taken a bear paw to the face, and you are stunned.
Creepers. So, sorry, can you read that through again? I didn't get all of the information.
Yep. So you take your nose is torn, not torn off, but it's torn. You're bleeding at 3 hits a round. You are stunned for a period of time.
Okay.
And you're at negative 40. So with his
creepers.
Yep. At his negative 10 because of the cold, and at his negative 5 because he's not feeling great, Askell is now at a whopping negative 55 to everything he does.
Yikes.
Next is Askell. You are stunned, Askell.
Or as. Sorry, Anthony.
And unfortunately, you, because you're in combat, you could attempt to disengage. No, you're not going to try.
No. He used 100% action to parry.
Yes, he has. He has used. Thank you.
Yep.
And he's used 100% action to parry.
Yep.
Has cool. So Askell is just standing there desperately. Now, the one thing with all of those crits was it wasn't stun, no parry. It's just stunned. Very, very fortunately. Nicholas, you have appeared out of the top of the illusion. Yep. You haven't seen this because, of course, you can't see Askell. So this information, in fact, none of you can see what's happened to Askell. All of your characters, all 4 characters, are out of the illusion. You just know that Askell's still in there, and this probably Askell's cry of pain, if he made one. You are oblivious to actually what's happened. Nicholas, try as best you can, based on that information. What would Nicholas do?
Yep. Well, he was going to do this anyway. He wanted 1 round prep. He's going to be casting this round so he can move 75 times 0.25. He can move 19 foot. So he would like to fly back down into the illusion, but way over the bear's head. He doesn't want to be. Yeah, he doesn't want to be in the passage, if that makes sense.
So over here-ish?
Yeah, and he wants to, and his plan was to cast an offensive spell. Well, he was wanting to cast a spell, but he would want to. I mean, I think as soon as he's in there, he sort of will see that. Well, yeah, we'll see.
So moving 19 foot.
It doesn't have to be the whole 19 foot. Can be less to get him to sort of that position.
So here, yeah. So that would kind of do him.
Hello.
Oops.
Hello. Are you talkable?
Yep, I've just got home.
Nice one.
Nice one.
So there, essentially. Nice one, Giles. Hello. So there. Nicholas, would that be a...
Can he go horizontal? He would like to fly horizontally, so he's not got all of his body going downwards. Thank you.
How's that?
Yeah, he'd be up the top as much as he can be. Yeah, thank you. I'm hoping that they didn't take all of his movement because his plan is he'd like to leave Askell, cast leaving on Askell and tell him transporting you Askell or.
So it didn't require all of his movements.
Yep.
Do you need an orientation roll to see? No, I'm not going to give you an orientation roll to see that. Okay, he's prepped. Yep, he can cast, I think.
Thank you. Prepped one round only, so this is negative 15. 84.
84. The spell goes off. What happens?
It's leaving. Caster teleports target away to point up to 100 foot away, but there can be no intervening barriers in a direct line between the target and the point. So he wants to put Askell behind Tanya.
Does Nicholas know what's up there? He could definitely put Askell down here because he's seen this place, right?
Yeah. Oh well, can he put Askell at the top of the slope? Inside.
Yes.
Yep, he'd like to do that, please.
Yes. Well, no, he hasn't. Has he seen it?
Because he was right up there before.
Yeah, he would have glanced around. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. He was just behind Tanya. He probably would have looked up. Yes, okay, I'll give you that. Okay. Can we no intervening barriers? Askell. Is it up to Askell to cast? Or no? It's up to you to give it, choose a target, and then it happens on the target, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay,
correct.
Cool. Askell is the target. Askell disappears and reappears a second or two later fraction of a second later, with half his nose torn off, up here. Done. Okay.
Thank you.
Nice work, Pete. Severin, you're next.
Okay. He'd just like to put. Oh, I think if he's seen Askell appear, he'd say keep low.
He hasn't. He's behind him.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, he'd like to just. He hasn't really seen since he's got up here where he is. So I guess he'd like to perceive where he can go from here, and also look out in case there's anything else about it coming.
Yeah, sure thing. Great. Is that a 10% action? Is that a 30% action?
30% action, and then he'll think about what to do next.
Give me a roll, please.
$12
It's masked.
plus 80.
Cool. 7 can. Severin can. Bang. Oops, is that going to go down? Oh, it's not. That's annoying. Is that still not going to go down? No.
Okay.
Hang on, just give me a second. Yeah, where's that? Oh, there we go. That's the issue. Okay, it's not going back. It's annoying. So looking out from what he can see, he can glance down and see a couple of dead horses and maybe a rider down there. And glancing behind him, yes, indeed, he has seen that Askell is behind him.
And along what the bit I haven't seen is along that ledge, looking along the cliff
Yeah,
face.
I'm just doing my best to move the effing camera. 1 second. Hang on a second. Is that gonna work? There you go. That's better. So that's kind of what it can see.
Okay, so that runs along that ledge, runs along, and then just drops away by the looks of things.
Yes.
Oh no, it goes onto a platform. Does it?
Which ledge? There's lots.
Okay, so the ledge that Askell's on,
Uh-huh.
you follow it down. I'm not quite clear on the screen whether you get to the end of that rock where there's a drop or it merges into the rock. Got you.
It does. It does. Yep.
And can he see what? And sorry, just can you lift the camera a little bit? Sorry. So that if he followed that along there, he's run down there, isn't he? You can sort of just scramble down to the path there, can you?
Yes, I asked for I think it was an easy maneuver to scramble down the slope. It's rocky and it's slippery, but it's not massively steep. So from there, going down there is an easy maneuver.
Okay. Did he notice Askell?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He turned his head.
So
Askell's behind him. Yes, he saw Askell. Yes.
So he's going to say, Askell, keep low.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's just going to duck down and just have a look back under the illusion to see what's going on, because he actually doesn't know.
Okay.
He doesn't want to move forward. He just literally wants to stoop down and just to see what's happening.
Cool. So he sees this creature down here.
Does he have 2 words?
He's got 3.
Tenure shoot.
Okay.
Assuming actually, does he? Can he? Yeah, it looks like it's a clear shot. So yeah, okay.
Cool. It's probably about his. It's crouched down. What's a crouching action? what's really helpful, guys, and what really speeds up the game, is if you can have our handy little sheet, and if you can talk me through percentages rather than me having to check it up. So crouching is 30. So he's perceived for 30, he's crouching for 30, he's spoken, he's got 40% action left.
Okay. He'll draw his sword.
Yep.
But he's gonna. Yeah, I think he'll. What else can he do? No, he's gonna just. He'll ready himself for next round. So he's just gonna draw his sword and hold.
Okay, cool, done. And cool, done. Really impressed. Everybody should have a copy of this. So this is handy, guys. It just helps speed up what you can do.
Actually, can I change? Sorry, can I rather than do that? Could he pull out his bow? Composite bow.
Pull out his composite bow. It'll take 2 rounds to string.
Oh, okay. Are you going to say that 10 years bow isn't strong?
No, 10 years bow would be strong.
Okay. All right. Well, he won't do that. That's too long. He'll just hold with the sword out then.
Actually, am I being a bit generous? No, you waited in this little crevice for a length of time. I mean, you tell me, would Tanya's bow be strung or not? I don't know. You're walking down...
I would say yes. It's a primary weapon, so there's danger around. So,
right.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
All right.
Not Severan's, though, because that would be on him and not Carol.
Yep.
Okay, should he do that? No, he will actually pull his bow out, I think.
Okay, done. So, starting to take his bow out, he'll need another round and a half to get it out, get it strung.
Yeah.
Cool. Next is... let's just go back a smidge. There we go, 7. Bang, 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 bang.
Oh, before I forget, Chris, we had a message from Giles as well on something he wanted to do.
Okay. Tanya.
So, is he there? Oh, there he is. Look, that's him there.
Amazing.
It's him with the ears. You're not driving. No. So she'd like to duck under, string an arrow, duck under the illusion, and I guess if she can't fire this, it'll be a snapshot this round, wouldn't it?
It would be.
Okay,
and ducking down is a 30% action, so
yeah.
So
she'll line up a shot for next round.
Cool. All right. That is the end of the round. Giles, you're now with us.
Chris, can Yotto do what he would have done for those 2 rounds? Last round and this round? Because I gave both you and everybody else pretty clear instructions, which is just to prep and see.
He is prepping, and we'll come to the perceiving later on. So you're now in play. I've been thinking about how to handle this because we've got a split party. I typically prefer to play things separately because Yotto wouldn't necessarily be aware of what's going on, but it makes for a pretty dull game, Giles, for you not to be sitting there on your Todd without someone else to speak to. So hang out while the others are acting, but I will ask on Yotto's turn, because the other characters will be oblivious to what Yotto's doing and particularly what Yotto's seeing. I am going to ask that the other 3 players duck out of Yotto's turn, on Yotto's turn.
I don't mean to be jumping ahead. Does Giles want to play Eskel?
Oh, I'm happy to take over Eskel. Yeah, I've played him a few times before.
Does that suit Chris? Just because then...
Nope. We're going to stick with as is. Thanks. Thank you. All right. This round's. Okay. Okay, this critter here...
Tanya's got initiative, right?
50 plus initiative, lining up shot.
Hang on. She crouched for 30, and loading a bow is a 80% action. So she can't have crouched, and she can't have loaded a bow in that round. So she's still loading this round. So no, she doesn't get initiative. This creature, Tanya, you are the only person at a sufficient height to see this.
Severin as well, I think.
No, Severin's out of the illusion.
I thought he was crouching down.
Oh, he is. Sorry, correct. Actually, I'm not going to move both figures. You're right. Those two are, and Severin's in the process of getting out his bow. This creature takes one look at the very, very narrow, and this thing is big and fat, broad and wide, and snarls. Perfect timing. I didn't even do that myself. That was exactly what I needed. Thank you very much, software. Backs off and disappears from Severin and Tanya's view. And reappears Askell, you see, up here, and is in the process of, and only Askell, you're aware of this, and this is unfortunate because Severin, you can probably hear something very, very large coming up. Didn't roll that well. It's in the process of half kind of clambering up. You also see, Askell, one thing you do pick up in your utter terror is like your nose is half falling off your face and blood's going everywhere. This thing's claws are going into the rock as it's scrabbling up. It's seen you, and it's coming up to try to eat you again, Askell. And it won't attack this round, but my goodness, it's going to eat you next round. Severin and Tanya, you are unaware of that movement, but you are down enough, and you've certainly heard something very large and very big come up beside you, panting. Askell, you're indeed next.
Shit! They won't yell. Yeah, he'll say, frickin' here, he's stunned, right?
He is.
So, any maneuvers are at a minus?
Yep.
Yep, no, he's not going to do anything because he's at minus 40, plus minus 15, plus any minus for doing a maneuver, which would be just ridiculous. So, hang on, he's stunned, not stunned, no parry, stunned, he'd be, oh dear. So, negative 50 for any sort of a maneuver.
Yep.
So, what's that, negative 105.
At least. Yes, a negative 105. Yes. So what is he?
He'll do the shuffle away into the. Well, we'll do a bit of a shuffle backwards, but he'll just say, "Shit, here it comes. Help me, please." And do the. I'm stunned. I can't get my head together. Sort of, mumble. Yep. And he's not gonna move away from the edge because he's hoping people are gonna. He's not gonna move away from his friends.
Tell me where he moves. I'm not a minor.
Oh no, he's just sort of doing a shuffle. He can't really move. I don't think. No, he'll just. Oh, hang on. Is he on the top ledge or is he on the ledge below?
Top.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
No.
So yeah, he'll just. I mean, can he sit down or he's going to say, "Help me, take me down," or get me out of here. And perhaps can he hold his action and see if, and use the rest of his action to assist if people are going to help him.
Yep.
If that means sort of sitting down on the stone or whatever, so he's not, I don't know.
Yep.
He's like,
cool.
yeah.
Got it. Yep. He's pretty freaked out. Understandably. Jada.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to fly. Oh, how far is it to fly behind the bear?
Direct, and you'd probably have to go up, and you can definitely only fly. Is it 15 foot around?
Yep.
Okay, so that is Jada there. That is direct. It's 19 foot.
It's
and
halfway okay. Oh, wait. What I want to be is, I want to be. You know that bell I've got, the spell of stunning chimes. It's 20 foot. It goes 20 foot. So I don't want to get anyone in the party, but just the bear. So can I move so that it's in that range? So I don't have to move 20 feet. I can be closer than that, but I don't want to hit those people.
I'd give you. I mean, this is where I really should be stopping being so generous with your estimations. But Jada thinks if she comes up and out and comes out here.
Yeah, should that hit the bear and not them?
I guess maybe not.
Like,
you don't know.
Well, I can go. There's good. There's good, and then I can just use the rest of my thing to say, get back, Bell.
Okay.
They don't know what that means.
So you basically come up and over. Okay, done.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Right, it is Yotto's turn. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to ask Pete, Graham, and Stara to jump out of the game, please. Yotto. Been waiting to do this all night, Yotto. Oops, just wait for Stara to go. Stara. Hello, Stara. Stara. There she goes. Cool. Here we go. Going to Yotto Cam. Yotto Cam. So, you prepared and prepped for the last, and perceived for the last 2 rounds. Can you give me 2? I will allow you 2 backup, or 2 previous perception rolls, please. These are at negatives. Give me 2 rolls, please.
Okay. The first roll is 38.
38. Cool.
Correct. His perception is 54, I think.
Cool. All right. And then the second roll
is 99.
99.
Plus, his perception is 54.
Thank you. Cool. All right. So Yotto, you are right at the end of this kind of spire, and you have looked around, and initially relatively quiet down there. There was a couple of what appear to be dead horses down there. You've seen one of these bear things, what appears to be chowing down on a dead horse. Another of these creatures has come up, and there is a very, very brave soldier. You can just make him out with a spear there. And there is another of these critters that has moved up to here and is beginning and has paused about there and is now kind of pausing by this rock, and you can see its head shifting, and this has happened in the last 20 seconds or so, shifting between what's going on over here, and I'll describe what's going on over here in a second, and what you can just see beginning to unfold here. You have just noticed your companion Jadar here. Askell has suddenly appeared here. And you can make out some of the other friends here. And this other creature has moved from the base down here and has come up around the side and appears to be attacking or doing something awful to your friends. What's happening over here is there are 4 horse...
It's a cool effect, Chris.
It is quite a cool effect, isn't it? I've been waiting.
It's a cool effect.
Yeah. 4 horsemen who you may remember last round dehorsed, and you can see their 4 horses there, and have formed up in some kind of defensive position. 2 spearmen at front, a swordsman at the back, and you think an archer at the back, and they have engaged in combat with one of these critters. This one here seems to be limping a bit, and that fight between these 4 and this creature is going on. This critter here is turning its head both this way towards your friends and then back towards what's going on there. Like it seems to have paused there, and it's done this several times, looking both this way and then back this way. And then that was the first round. It was actually been 3 rounds. And in your very last round, and you rolled spectacularly well, what you did notice as well is the following. Off in the distance, another man has got to his feet. So you can see one human over here, presumably one of the horsemen that's down. He doesn't look very good. He's staggering around. He's not looking great. You can see... Just come back to Yotto Cam. Actually, I won't. I'll just do this. You can see another man here kind of fending off one of these creatures with a spear. The creature seems to be kind of playing with it. Another of these critters is feasting on a dead horse. And then actually, yes, let's do Yotto Cam.
I like this effect too, actually.
Yep. Hang on. No. Damn it. There we go. And then this other one... oops. Coming. This other one here kind of, quite clearly turning this way and that way, this way and that way. It's been 30 seconds and you've taken all that in, and that has happened. That has happened over the last 30 seconds. Yotto, you're lying down. As far as you're aware, no one or nothing appears to know that you're there. What do you do?
Okay, so can I ask a few questions, Chris, just so far I've got clarity? Can I have some estimations of distances to my party that I've seen pop out in the bear, the 4 horsemen, the man standing up, so the critter in front of me?
Yep,
please.
So your companions are something... Well, let's do it this way, because it's the most accurate. From you to your companions is something like 130 foot. To the horseman...
okay, that's a long way.
Is something like 260, and I'll move this critter up here.
Thank you.
So that, what did I say, 260?
60, yep.
This one here is 78 foot. Over here is 160, and that one there is 230. And then lastly,
beautiful.
The man that's just got to his feet, unsteadily to his feet, is 300 foot away.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Secondly, how heavily is it snowing? And the reason I ask the question is Yotto wants to make an estimation of, like, everyone's busy engaged in other things, right?
Yes.
If he was to fly directly upwards,
yes,
75 feet, what is the likelihood he'll be seen, right? I mean, I can't think why anyone would look for him, and he'll be So obviously, the heavier the snow is, the better the camouflage. That's what he's thinking.
It's snowing about that amount. So what you can see on screen,
Okay,
it's not
so
snowing heavily.
not
It's
much.
no.
Okay, fine. And he's prepared 3 rounds.
Mhm.
And this is a technical question. I mean, I've read the spell a number of times, but it's different from other spells.
Mm-hmm.
So the way sleep works, I
Yep.
just want to make sure I got this right. So sleep 6,
Yep.
he can cast it essentially on one character 6 times to the 6th level, or could share it amongst 6 characters, and each would be to 1 level. Then let's say he casts it against a character who's
Can't cast it 6 times against one character.
No. So he sleep 6 could be cast against 6 characters,
Yes, it could.
right? So all could be cast against one character.
Yes.
Because it's sleep 6, essentially you get a multiplication of 6. So if it's one person 6 times, 2 people 3 times, 3 people 3 times.
Yep.
I got that right. And that is about their resistance roll. So if he casts sleep 6 on one character who's 5th level, it will always work. And then if he casts it against a character, sleep 6 against a character who's say 8th level, then they get some, like a 2 increment of 2 for their chance of a resistance roll.
I don't.
So the more he's...
that's unfamiliar to me. So you're gonna have
Okay,
to
so I may have read that wrong.
read the spell. It's certainly if it's class 6 and you can affect 6 levels, you can sleep up to level 6. If it's above 6th level, you can't affect them. There are different versions of sleep spells though, so
Okay.
I may not. It may not be the one that you have. So unsure.
Okay, so it says this is an enchanted sleep from which it cannot be awoken, and it just says a target. It doesn't have to be humanoid or anything.
Uh-huh.
And then we've just talked through the whole how you can divide it up between one and many.
Uh-huh.
It says here, if the target's level exceeds the level capacity directed at him,
Okay.
he automatically makes a resistance roll. The target's resistance roll is modified by -10 for each additional level above the target's level.
Okay.
So if I do sleep 6 and he's level 5, it'll automatically work. If I do sleep 6 and he's level 7, then he gets a 10% chance of resisting.
Got it.
And I presume you know how to do the resistance roll, because I haven't got the first clue.
Yes, I do.
Brilliant. Okay, in which case he's prepared for 3 rounds. That gives him plus 20, is that correct?
Correct.
So he wants to cast.
Actually, to be fair, we're now into the we're into the 4th round. So he's prepared 3 rounds, which is plus 10 to his roll.
Okay, thank you. So he is going to, and the cast has a distance of 100, so you know.
Yep.
So he's going to cast. He's going to cast Sleep 6.
Yep.
Against the critter who's 80 feet away.
That one there.
Yes, thank you for talking that through to me, Chris.
Okay. So let me just check what this is. It's number 4. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So for each level,
I never like it when you say that.
so each level it's over 6, it gets a plus 10 on the resistance roll. Correct?
Correct. That's the way it reads to me. Yep.
Cool.
It actually says minus is 10 off, but
Yeah.
plus 10 is the same.
Yep. Okay. Great. Cool. I know I'm all set at my end. You need to make a dice roll. You get plus 10 to this roll. You will be affected by range. Because, so casting, you'll get a negative 10 because of the range. Give me a roll.
How come? So this is not an offensive spell. Well, at least I don't think it is. It doesn't have anything that says it is.
It is definitely, so it's using a base spell attacks, and range for base spell attacks is plus 30 if you're touching, plus 10 if you're between 1 and 10 foot away, between 11 and 50 foot it's plus 0, and between 51 and 100 it's negative 10.
Okay, so he essentially is 0 with okay, that's helpful, thank you. So he rolls a 26.
26.
And he's got base spells of 9, if that makes a difference.
Plus 9, cool. Alrighty. What was the actual roll? Sorry?
I beg your pardon?
What was the roll?
26, 26.
26, cool, thank you. Okay. So, the good news is the spell goes off. You are what level, please, Askell? Sorry, Yosso?
I think 9. Hang on, can I just check? He's
Uh-huh.
either 8 or 9. Oh, no, I should know this. Hang on. Weird, this is a question I very rarely get asked. 8, my apologies, he's 8th level.
Cool. Okay. Would you like the good news or the bad news?
Tell me both, Chris. If you're going to tell me the spell goes off, but does nothing, I suspect
Spell goes off. Spell goes off.
Useless spellcaster in the universe.
This critter has got to make has got to roll better than negative 44.
Okay, so it's twice. It hasn't worked, so that's fine.
Well, there is a chance. There is a chance.
Well, there's always a chance. There's always a chance. Yep. You could slink a dragon, I guess.
Actually, hang on. Sorry. And then it's got negative 50. Sorry, I was wrong on that. Negative 50. 44 plus 50. It's actually got to roll better than negative a 94. Is a better way of describing. Now, if it rolls a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it rolls again and down it goes. And if it rolls more than a 94 on this roll, then you're going to sleep this critter. But if it rolls more than a 5, no luck. Exclamation mark.
It's got just slightly under a 1 in 1,000 chance.
You want to see it? Here it comes.
That's the odds.
Coming at you.
Yep. Oh well.
You.
Okay, thanks.
You have 25% left action. Anything else you do?
Yeah.
What? Sorry.
No, I don't think so. And just to keep the game up for speed, he's essentially going to prep for the next 4 rounds. So prep and perceive, prep and perceive. So why don't we do this 4 times, and you can play with the other group, and then we can do this as a block. Would that work for you? Because it'll just make the game quicker and better for everybody else.
Yeah. Good plan. Unless
cool.
Something drastically happens. Yep. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, if something drastically happens, fine. Yep.
Cool.
Thanks, Chris.
If you could please ask the others to come back into the main game channel, that would be helpful. Thank you. Alrighty. Just wait for Jada. There we go. Fantastic. Thank you. Next, it is Tanya's turn.
Right. So she's presumably heard the rumor.
She certainly heard that something. Well, she's heard Askell for sure. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. She's going to move down, back down.
Down. Okay. Okay.
So, and we're judging that the bear can't actually get down to this thing, right?
It's pretty narrow. It was narrow for you guys to get in. It might be able to, but it would be a tight fit.
So, Tanya's gonna go back down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How far down does she go?
Well, can you zoom back a bit? Sorry. Oh, it gets a lot narrower, doesn't it? So I think in the middle will be good. Down to where it's at its narrowest. So, yeah, down a bit.
Yeah, about there.
Well, she's assuming people are going to follow, so she's going to go a little bit further than that.
Okay, super. That's her done. Next, unless she says anything, the 3 words.
Bear above.
Okay. Nicholas is next. You've certainly heard Askell.
Yeah. Okay. He is going to prep for this round, please, and he will he will want to orient himself so that he can look above the illusion. He's looking up above the illusion, but that really easily he can look below, if that makes sense. He's sort of just on the cusp between it, so looking up and looking down, he can sort of view both worlds, but he is looking... I'd still like to remain horizontal. Sorry, I'm being... Sorry, just after watching you do that, sorry. Oh, so, floating up so he can look up, but... Yep, that's perfect. So he's looking in the bear's direction, but he's prepping for this round, please.
Okay, done. 7. So you are in the illusion. You can't see this thing. You've certainly heard something very big, and you've heard Askell scream.
So I know where Askell is.
Mm-hmm.
Can he reach up and pull, however roughly, Askell down? I think actually was Askell seated. Can't remember. Pull Askell down.
You're going to have to stand to do that.
Yeah. And pull. So we check the stats. It's actually standing up from crouch is 20%.
Yes.
So reach up and then pull Askell down. And he can, he intends to get him as far down the gully. So if he has to be rough, it'll be rough. So what he wants to do is use all his weight and drag him down, and in the case, essentially slide down the chute with him.
All right.
So he's not taking care to, he's just going to slide back down.
Yep, sure. So what I'm going to do with this, now Askell said he was wanting to make himself easily to be pulled down, but I think there's a chance, a small chance, that Severin, that he just simply might be out of Severin's reach. However much Askell tried to, Askell doesn't know where his friends are. He doesn't know where his friends are going to pop up. So I'm going to say there is there would normally be a 75% chance that Askell was within reach. Severin, can you please roll, so long as you roll above a 21, and you do have luck on your side, you're good. You can reach
25.
Sorry?
25.
I'm sorry, was that the roll?
20, yes. Yeah.
25? And what is you have some luck feature or something?
Yeah, in instances of happenstance,
yep,
he gets 20% in his favour.
Well, in that case, 100%. So Askell is within your reach. He is clearly within your reach. So yes, you can grab him. Askell, you said that you would use your remaining amounts to be pulled. Severin, can you please make a strength maneuver, please? You're going to have to drop your bow. Drop your.
Assuming I even have it out.
Drop your bow to do this.
Yeah. Do I have the bow out?
You would have taken it out and started stringing it.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll drop my bow then.
Okay. So a strength roll, and I'm gonna say it is a. How heavy and large is Askell? Severin's strong, I know, but how heavy and large is Askell? He's a really big guy. Will make it harder.
Yeah, I suppose I'm going to use gravity.
No, just
Yep, 6'4", 180 pounds.
He's a big boy. It's a hard maneuver. Give me a roll, please. All or nothing. Oh, no, hang on. No, not all or nothing. Partial success. Yeah, so you may be able to get a partial success. Get a part way of the edge.
Okay, so it's going to reach up, try and grab him down. If he doesn't move, then I think Severin, rather than being stuck up there, will drop back down. Mm-hmm. You see what I mean? So if he can't get him, it will just release and go back down again. There's no point otherwise.
Well, in that case, you'd have to sacrifice 10% action to realise that it's not going to work and disengage. So you're sacrificing that. So if I'll make it.
You just have to let go. It's not disengaging, is it? It's like dropping a weapon. You should let go, right? Dropping a weapon 0.
All right. So you're just letting go. Okay. Right. Give me a roll. Hard maneuver. Give me a roll.
76.
Good roll. Plus a strength.
45.
It's very strong. So not. Oh, hang on. 90%. Yeah. So basically, yeah, you haul him. Several. You grab him bodily, and yank Askell, and Askell's helping as best you can, and using a bit of gravity, you yank Askell off his ledge. Askell, you fall rather unceremoniously. I'm going to say you take a couple of hits as you are yanked off. I'm going to minus 3 hits off your total as you kind of crunch onto the rock below. And Askell, you're now down on Severin's level.
And do we move down in any way? Like, cause he kind of wanted to drop.
No, you drag him off, and Askell is down. You didn't get 100% success. You got 90. Askell is there, and Severin is where he is.
So he can't get under the illusion.
No.
Because I said if I couldn't get under the illusion, then I would release. But
and that's what I said. I said you would have to sacrifice 10% action to disengage. You said you didn't want to do that. That's where he is.
Oh, no, sorry. I said disengaging is 0%, as in dropping a weapon. You said okay.
Had you been successful in doing so. That's where we're leaving it. Moving on. Next is... That's it. End of the round. Rolling initiative. Right. Okay. This critter here rounds on Severin and takes 2 swipes at Severin. Severin, you do not have your sword out.
No, because I was expecting to be under the illusion. That was the purpose of my go.
So, first attack. No shield. No parry. 13 and a C on Severin. Rolling the C. Ouch, 7. Severin, you take an absolutely horrendous 45 hits. And you're bleeding at 10 hits a round.
No comment.
Sorry. Amazingly, and I'm not quite sure how or why, but you aren't stunned. Next attack. Oof. No shield. Do get DB. Same result again. 13. And rolling the C. Exclamation mark R space D 100. 18. Another 4 hits. It strikes you in your side with its claw, and you're bleeding at another 1 hit a round. Ouch. So. Next. Jada. You have just witnessed this creature come up, Severin desperately trying to pull Askell off the ledge, unable to, fully in completion, and just get this and have this creature absolutely come up and just slice him. He is pouring blood. What do you do?
That bell I've got, is that 75% action to use it?
You tell me. As far as I know, it is.
Okay, it is. So I'm not quite sure how that works, but I want to get into the range where it's not going to hurt the two guys, but within that 20 feet, so it will get the bear.
Okay.
So how close am I now?
You're very close. You are 11 feet away from it.
Okay, so I need to be so that it's probably about 1 meter, 2 meters long. So 18. No. Can we move just so that it's within 20 feet? Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter where, just behind it so that I'm in range.
Okay.
But not hurting the two guys, so...
So you can move...
Arrow, so I can move 20.
You can move 15, I think you said. Is that not right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can move 15, but I've got to be 20 feet.
So
20 feet.
So you could go there. That would, I think that would do it.
And then...
Yep, that would do it.
Oh. Okay. And I've got my little bell in my pouch, which to take out is, I believe, 20% if it's called drawing a weapon.
But you've got to move as well, which is also an action.
Moving. How much is moving? Where's that? Moving.
So if you're moving if you're moving your maximum, that's 100% of your maximum is 15 foot.
Oh no. Hey, if I cast a spell of leap while I'm in the air,
Yep.
does that work? It's an instantaneous spell, so it would only use 10%.
Yep.
Could I leap to a good spot instead of fly there?
Yes, but you can only cast one spell per round. Could you leap off? What's the description of the leap spell, please?
Ah. Allows me to a caster to leap 50 feet laterally or 20 feet vertically. I guess I have to leap onto something. Or can I just leap in the air?
Well, it doesn't say that you have to be standing on anything, so yeah, I guess you can.
So then I can just land on nothing? Oh, so if I do that, that's 10%, but then I can't use the other spell, but I could pull out the bow and get ready.
Yes.
Oh, I'm confused now. So I really shouldn't fly because then I can't do anything, can I? What should I do? What should I do? If I go 10%, oh, maybe I'll just have to use my stick. If I wait for next round, everyone could be killed by a bear. Maybe I'll just leap behind, exactly above and behind it, and clonk it on the head with my stick. Wait, is that? Can I do that? What's a? Using a weapon.
Hang on.
It is.
Yep. So you were there, I think. Correct?
Yeah.
So tell me what you'd like to do.
So I'll cast a leap spell
Mm-hmm.
and leap just above it, so enough to hit it with this stick on the head, but behind its head, so it can't actually see me because I'm sure it's focused on the person in front of it. So just a quiet leap, and then hopefully clonk it on the head from behind, all very safely. I can't see how that would go wrong.
I'm gonna have to start using either mathematics. Yeah. Tell you what, I think I haven't done this before, so I'm not going to start doing it right now. I haven't done it much before, but I'm thinking for characters to make split-second decisions on what's the range and all the rest of it. I'm not going to start in the middle of this fight, but in future I'm going to be asking for either maths rolls or reasoning rolls, because kind of working out trigonometry of how far my stick is and all the rest. I'm going to let it pass now. But in future, it's just kind of gaming it a lot to say I want to be just out of reach. But we're gonna play it this round. So you want to leap? Give me a leaping roll, please. It's an instantaneous spell. It fails on normally it fails on a 1 or a 2.
Yep. Coming right up.
Thank you.
Oh, please get 100. 63.
63. Jada, nothing happens. There is no magic in this world.
No magic.
There,
What?
there is just simply no magic
No.
in this world. So that's 10%. That's a 10% action used. You have 90% left to act.
Okay, I'll just fly above the bear. Because that's 11. Oh gosh, I don't want to zap you. No, I'm just going to use my stick. Yeah, I'll fly above the bear, behind its head, not in front, so it can't see me. And let's say my staff, I think, is 6 foot long, so 5.5 feet above it.
something like that. All right. Now, I'm pretty sure that 15 foot. Oops. Is.
Oh, is that too far?
It's 12 foot. So that is your action to fly there this round.
Oh, so I can't. Well, I can't do that, can I? Because I already used a spell for 10.
Correct. So you can
back,
get. So
back
you're,
a little bit.
Yeah, back a little bit. You're almost above
Back
it.
a little bit. Yeah.
Almost above it. You're about there.
Scary.
Fly is useful. I hadn't actually realized that spell is so limited in terms of the range. 15 foot is not a lot.
Yeah.
Alrighty, moving on. Nicholas, you've prepared for one round. You've heard Askell scream. You've probably heard a shout of pain from Severin. What do you do?
Can we see what Nicholas can see?
Nothing. Oh, it's pretty marginal. Well, he might have seen Severin being attacked. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, he would have. He would have seen Severin be attacked. Yep.
He's going to say Severin attacked, and he would like to hold his action.
Yep.
He's planning on. He wants to see what Severin and Askell do, and he will cast a spell on whoever is at the back. Whoever's closest to the. He's expecting them to run down the ravine.
Okay.
He wants to cast.
Forget about what they're expecting. What is his trigger? What does he do? What's his action? Forget expectations. What?
No, but that's what a trigger is.
So So when what happens, what does Nicholas do?
So once Severin and Askell have run down the ravine, he will cast his spell on the one at the back.
Cool. Fantastic. Got it.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Speaking of Askell, you unfortunately are still stunned. You are now down on this ledge, and you've just seen, you're almost down. You're basically hanging over the edge, and Severin very bravely tried to pull you down, and Severin just got absolutely eviscerated.
So I dropped just as that was happening because my computer played up. Sorry, so I missed that. So when Askell is using his action to help Severin with his action, what does that count for?
I don't know what you mean and in what circumstance.
Or just that, just for example, getting down off that ledge, Askell was wanting to get down. So if that meant that he threw himself down just about into Severin's arms or whatever, he would have sort of done that.
I calculated that into it with Severin pulling
cool.
him off. So
Cool.
resolve that situation is done. We're moving on.
So, but yeah, so he wants to. Is there a maneuver to get down the slope?
To get down, no. He does need another 10% to kind of just drop. He's basically hanging on the edge of this lip here, so he needs another 10% action to kind of come down and land where Severin is at. But to move down, I didn't ask for Tanya to make a maneuver getting down, so I won't ask you to make a maneuver to go down.
Okay, cool. So he's got to spend 10%, and then he can move 90%. He will do that.
90% of 50% because he's stunned.
Yep. Yep, sure. He would like to do that, please.
Okay. I'm going to give him less movement to get down because he's pretty wobbly. He's at negative 105. So I'm going to say his movement is pretty restricted.
So, yeah, 90% of his 50% is 27 foot.
Yeah. So he moves down. Goes down about there. Alrighty.
Cool.
Yotto, your round rinse and repeat of last time, correct?
Yep, we've talked about this. Yep, perfect. Thank you.
Cool. Tanya.
We'll reach up and pull Askell down.
Okay.
Again, not concerned about, just to get him, let gravity take its course.
Okay. He's down next to you. Yep.
All right. So there's I can't really see from this angle. So there's no distance between us then.
Oh, I mean, he was pretty much on you anyway. Yeah, he was pretty much on you anyway. I mean, he was a foot or so away from you.
In that case, you'll crouch.
Done. Nothing else?
That's it.
That's it. Cool. 7. Unstuns, bleeding.
We'll drop down.
Okay. What? So. What does that mean? What does he do? Where does he go?
Down. Down the wedge.
Okay.
As far as he can go. Again, he's not concerned. If it's not pretty, that's fine. If he rolls shit, he'll just drop.
No, he doesn't. He's on the flat. He can move down without a roll.
All right, then he moves right down into the squeeze as it's the narrowest part of the ledge.
Yep. He's unstunned.
He will not. He will, of course, face upwards, and will hold his shield up and keep his sword raised. And should he be attacked?
Well, hang on. I know he dropped his bow. Was his last action. As far as I know,
right.
He doesn't have his shields readied at all, nor his.
All right. Well, he'll drop down to the narrowest part of the thing, and he'll hold his shield up.
And draw his take his shield out.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Done.
So the very narrowest part, and if it means stooping and he's got the time to do it, he'll stoop. He'll fall into place.
Yep, sure. Next. That is the end of the round.
Oh, sorry, Nicholas was going to come down and cast Fly on Severin.
Okay.
Or attempt to cast Fly.
Okay, give me a roll, please.
He's got 1 round prep.
Yep.
Oh, 95.
95, the spell goes off.
So he will fly. Well, he was watching above. He will watch below, enough to cast Fly on Severin and say, "Severin, you're flying."
Okay.
And then he will watch back up again. Yes, to watch where the bear thing is.
Okay. So he glances down. He sees Severin come down through the spell. He knows that Severin's last. Casts Fly on Severin, and says to Severin, "Severin, you can fly." 3 words. Done. Great.
And then looks back up because he 75% spell, so he's got 25.
Yep. And looks back up. And looks back up. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
So he is aware. He can see Jadar just above this critter's head.
Yep. Cool. Thank you.
that is the end of the round. This creature, is it aware of Jadar above it? We're a little bit further up than that.
It's
Is it aware of Jadar above it? I'm going to give it a perception roll, Jadar. If it rolls high, so if it rolls something like 65 or above, it's aware of your presence and it's aware of something above it. If it's below 65, Jadar, you're in luck.
all good. It's going to know I'm above it soon anyway, because plonk.
Space D100. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no! Yeah, I told you. 'Cause it can feel the stick coming.
Yep. It roars and gets up on its hind legs and tries to swat you, Jadar. But it is just not. It's close. It's really close. But you did say there was 6 foot between you and it. Although this thing is huge. Ooh, how to resolve this? So hang on. You had said that you were there and you were wanting your staff is 6 foot. So you want to put 6 foot between you and it. It stands about 5 foot there and would stand another 5 foot. I'm gonna say this is gonna get super complicated, super fast. I'm gonna say you were just out of reach. It swats at you once, twice, and see if it makes a particularly high roll, it may be able to leap and get you. It would have to roll very high, 75 or above. Exclamation mark, R space D100. Hang on, I'm not rolling right. No, I'm rolling incorrectly. Exclamation mark R space.
Thank goodness.
D100. 29. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But it is aware. It is aware that you're there.
I can breathe again.
If you move down enough to strike it, it will be able to strike. If you can strike it, it is going to be able to strike you. Is it? Yeah, it's pretty tall. On its hind legs, it would be able to reach you. Next is Jada. What do you do?
I can fly upside down, eh? Like I can put my legs away and hold that stick. There's nothing against doing that. Or do I have to be upright?
It doesn't say anything about having to be. But I mean, in trying to attack, you'll certainly get a negative on it.
For being upside down.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to fly up a bit higher and just back a bit to see if it will follow me.
Okay.
So let's go up. How high did you say it could stand? 10 feet tall?
Approximately, yep.
So I have my feet at 12 feet away from it, and then I'll go backwards.
3 feet. No.
That's all I can go. Yeah.
That way?
Yeah, leave me a little bit just so I can wave my arms and distract it and make it follow me. Like, I can call out, I guess. Come here.
Okay.
Bear.
Okay. Done. Yotto, same again. Haskell, you are now unstunned. Haskell.
Oh, thank God, it's been fantastic. He's still at negative 55, though, correct?
He is. And bleeding at 3 hits a round.
Hand on wound. First thing.
On wounds, yep. Knocks it down by...
Negative 55. Yeah. So he is going to prepare and say, where is it?
Okay. Okay.
And be ready to cancel action if he's told, oh, it's coming around the bottom again.
You can probably see it. Kind of
He's
trying
in
to
the illusion. He's in the illusion.
He's in the illusion. Yep, he is.
So that's why he's calling sort of to Nicholas, where is it? You know.
Oh, sorry.
Sort of thing.
Sorry, Askell. Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. He's preparing. Done. Excellent. 7.
He'll fly. Obviously out of reach of the bear, so if you could back up. You see that ridge that on the left of the screen? There's a face of the rock that's in shadow.
This one?
To the left of you, yep, that one.
Yep.
So he'll fly up really close to that.
Yep.
And then how far can he fly? I'm not quite sure. What's the movement rate? Sorry.
This one's 75 foot per round.
Okay, then he'll fly around the cliff face.
Just going to switch down my roaring a little bit. 2 minutes. 5. Around the cliff face.
So up that face I mentioned, and then
damn it. There we go. Got him. Okay. Up he goes. Yep. And where now?
So the cliff face to the left, and then up and over. So up the dark cliff face, hugging the very bottom, Superman style. So he's 6 inches above the floor along the golden top to the left. So he's flying up the dark face, and then keeping really low, he's going to slide up there. And if he has, I don't know how far I'm traveling, but he'd like to end up kind of above Jada, but close to the rocks, so he can see what's happening below. And if he has 3 words, he'd say to Jada, "Can you heal me?"
Okay.
Or "Heal me, please."
Okay.
And while he's flying, if he could put his hand on one of his wounds, that'd be good.
Sure thing. Let's just see the distance for that. Is this map going to play nice? Call that 50, another 20 over here. So I'd say he gets to, and fully appreciate he's keeping low, he's keeping down, all the rest of it. He gets, by the end of his movement, to about there.
So judging by how he's seen this thing move. No, I think higher than that. He's seen what the bear can do. It'll be up that cliff in a jiffy. So as high as he can go up that cliff face.
Up here, directly up?
Yeah, vertically up.
Okay.
If he can make the lip, great.
No. I mean, that was to move from where he was there up to there was 50, and then I gave you 20 to get across to there. That's the end of his movement. That's as far as he can go. That's 75. I was on it. He could be up. He can be further up if you like, but he can't.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's currently you were. The reason I'm asking is I thought you wanted to keep him incognito. He's certainly not there. He is very visible there.
Oh, okay. In that case, down. And close to the rock face. So instead of moving 5 feet up, he'll move 5 feet back towards the shadow of the cliff face.
All right. And Jada, heal me was what you just said.
Yep.
Very good. Nicholas.
Nicholas will prep. Yep. He's got 10%. He will say, and he's seen the bear swat at Jada. No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't, because his head was down. Because he. Oh no, sorry, he did stick it back up. Did he see the bear swat at Jada?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he will. I assume he's heard Askell's call.
Which one?
Where is it?
Oh yes.
Yep. He'll stick his head back down, and he'll say, swatting at Jada at the top.
Yep.
I will fly. I'll fly someone next, or something to that effect.
Okay.
Yep. So he's wanting to just give people the message of what he's. Yeah.
Right.
And then does he have enough action to then look back up again?
Yeah. Sure. Yep.
And yep. Cool. Thanks.
Tanya, you're next.
So is she in the lowest, most tightest crevice possible?
Yes.
Of that passage? Then she will remain there and keep herself small.
Cool. Done. That is the end of the round. Initiative. Rolling initiative. Now, I haven't been adding. Jada didn't get the plus. Sorry, Jada. Tanya didn't get the plus on her initiative because she didn't have the arrow last time. Does she have an arrow on the string or not? I'm unclear of that.
Yeah, she's still got an arrow on a string, but yeah, she's not doing anything, not moving.
Right, but she would. Okay, so she would have. Well, in that case, it would be her action first because she's ready to fire. Anything else she's doing?
Opportunity action if the bear pokes his head in the illusion.
Okay.
You would fire on it.
Done. Cool. So, funny you should say that. This thing has definitely realised that the irritating tall creature, i.e. Jada, above it, can't be hit. And... Oops. It suddenly emerges in here. Oh. Will. Come on. I think I've never quite had such a fiddly map before. There we go. Comes down. It gets to about there, and it's just too big and too bulky, and both Askell and Tanya are relieved to see that it is just too big to get down. It's close, Askell. It's really close. But it's just not quite close enough, and it's kind of it's snarling at you, but it's just too big and bulky to get down. A big human, would be a tight squeeze down here. An animal of this size, it's too big. Just, however, when you are breathing, the two characters breathing a sigh of relief, it turns its head, and you see with horrible fascination both Askell and Tanya. Its claws come out and they sink into the rock. And then its other claws come out and it sinks into the rock. And this awful thing starts moving its way along the side of the rock. Slowly, comparatively slowly, moves very fast normally, but it's moving down towards you. Doesn't attack this round, but its four paws and its claws are digging into the rock. And it is moving slowly down towards Askell and Tanya. If you lay down in the crevice, you might be safe, you think. But certainly standing or even crouching, you would estimate it will be able to attack you. Lying down, you would hope you're safe. Doesn't attack this round, however. Askell, your action.
He can't move out. He will prepare.
Yep.
For a second round.
Yep.
If Tanya moves, or if we sort of decide together to move, he will move. He'll cancel his prep and move.
Okay. Great. Thank you. Jada.
Oh, sorry. Oh, what am I thinking? That doesn't make any sense. Sorry. Can he wait to see what Tanya does? Because either going to move. If she moves, he'll move. If she doesn't move, he's going to lie down.
Okay. Yep. I'm happy with that. Yep. Sounds good. Jada, you're next to act. You've seen this thing turn and just bizarrely suddenly walk along the side, begin its claws just biting into the rock. It's slow as it's moving. It's definitely not as fast, and it does move with horrible speed normally. It's definitely slow, but it is moving inexorably down towards both Askell and down towards Tanya, cowering in their crevice. You've also just heard Severin yell. He would have to yell for you to hear him. Healing, Jada, healing, or words to that effect. What do you do?
Can you just tell me the distance to the bear?
Yep.
Oh, way further.
Hang on. In a straight line from you to it, you'd have to go down. Call it 18 foot, but you'd also have to go down as well.
Never mind. I'll jump up to Severin. I'll use that leap spell so I get there quicker.
Okay. What is the leap? How far can you leap?
50 feet, which should be alright where he is.
It should be, yes. It should get you up to here.
50 feet, vertical, 20. Here we go. Rolling 33.
33.
Instant spell.
Again, Jada, there is just no magic.
What?
So it's not a case. It's not a case that the spell fails. The spell doesn't.
There's just no magic.
The spell doesn't
What
fail.
the heck?
There is just no magic. That was 10% action. What do you do with your remaining 90%?
I can still fly though, eh?
Yes.
But I can't cast a spell.
Well, you can try again if you wish.
Oh, we'll just fly close as 15 feet towards him.
So distress, you can attempt. You can try to cast again if you wish.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Give me a roll.
Instant spell leap. 76.
76. 76. That spell works.
Oh, what?
Oops. Jedi, you leap up and cross. Whoops. And down. Work. And you're on this ledge.
So I've used 20%.
You've used 20%, correct.
I can't prepare, can I?
You can't, because that's preparation is 90%.
Oh, I can do a little bit of first aid, maybe?
On who?
On Severin? Oh, I'm not quite at him.
Nope, you're going to have very long arms.
I'll say some calming words.
There, little lamb.
It's gonna be okay.
Cool. Okay. Anything else you're doing other than saying there, little lamb?
Well, from this vantage point, I will probably actually look the other way so I can warn people of things.
Okay.
Just look around.
Look. Oh, a perception roll or a?
Oh, do I have to? Okay.
Yep.
11. Oh dear.
11. It could be masked. May not be. Sorry, it is masked, but it could be a very good roll. What is your? Oh, could you give me a another roll, please?
16.
16. And what is your perception, please, Jada?
Perception is. General perception is plus 57.
Cool. Okay. All right. So you take in this much, basically. You are aware of 1, 2 horses lying still, and you think there's a human there as well. You can make out a human there, and can you see anything further from that angle? No, you can't.
Dead horses.
Yes. And that is it for you, Jada, unless you're doing anything else. Nope.
I'll just yell out. There's what did you say? How many people? How many people living?
None that you saw.
Oh, everyone's dead. Oh no, nothing. Yeah.
Okay.
Good luck, guys.
Next is, let's just go back a smidge to make sure I got this. Nicholas.
He's prepped one round, I believe. No. Severin flew last round, didn't he?
He did.
Yep, no, so Nicholas hasn't prepped one round. Nicholas will... Yep, Nicholas is prepping.
Cool.
Please.
Yotto, just some information coming into your channel, Yotto.
Thanks, Chris. How many rounds of prep has he done so far?
He has done 3 currently.
Yeah, so I think yeah, he after 3 rounds of prep he'll act, as we've talked about.
Yeah. Just a sec. So hang on. There we go. So some information coming into your chat right now, Yotto, in a second anyway.
There needs to be a mind reading spell or something so I can speak to people mentally. That's what he really needs.
Just coming with a bit more. Okay, information, Yotto, in your channel now. If you want to act on any of that, you and I might have to have a chat. Or not. Yotto, going once, going twice. Moving on.
Chris, can I write? Sorry, guys, can I write to you very quickly?
Yep, sure. Clear, Giles? Yep. Is that a yes? Sorry, your image is very small on my screen, so I can't see if you... Hello, Giles? Going once, going twice.
Okay, yeah, no, I think I do want to act, Chris.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, folks, can you jump out? Jump into the other channel, and it's time to go to Yotto Can. Thank you. Okay. Boom. So, a couple of things have happened. This man here is now dead, or is on the ground. And this critter here appears to be eating him.
Yep.
And this one here is feasting on a horse. It's the first thing that's happened. Second thing is where is, why am I losing my critters? There should have been a second bear critter over there. It is.
Yeah.
That's actually accurate. That one there has gone down. So these four men have managed to defeat one of these things, amazingly. However, this one here, and you may recall, it was having second thoughts, that way or that way, that way or that way, that way or that way, has gone over here and is engaged in combat with them.
Cool.
The last thing you see is, the last thing of note, is this. that at the very far end, you see a horseman. You're assuming that in that mad rush, as the riders came in, the horseman is very, very cautiously walking the horse along here and trying to be very, very quiet. So he's not riding, not riding fast, and you can see he is regularly glancing back over here at these two creatures which are feasting currently.
Thanks, Chris. Remind me, in which direction is the big circle again?
I hadn't finished. This injured man here is very close to him. They're basically at that distance. Right, Yozo, what do you do?
Sorry, which direction is the circly thing? Because that's kind of where we're heading. That's up the valley as opposed to backwards, isn't it?
This circle thing.
Yeah.
You're heading away from the circle thing. You're heading towards the encampment, and that is in that direction up there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, and he's hundreds of meters away from me now, isn't he?
He is. Yes. Is something like 289 foot away.
Okay, and I've prepped 3 rounds.
Correct.
Okay, can I cast fly?
Yes.
Oh, hang on, Chris, this is important. Sorry, because he's got 2 different sorts of fly. He's got fly 1 and fly 2. It's the fly 2 he's going to cast.
Okay.
And the reason for that is just means he can go 75 foot around instead of 35 foot around.
Yeah, that's fine. You are aware, sorry, the other thing that you are aware of, obviously, sorry, I should have said it, was this situation over here, and you have been keeping aware of your companions. You've seen that large creature come down here, you've seen Severin go up there, and Jada go up there too, so you are aware of that situation.
Yeah, thank you.
Give me a roll for flight, please.
67, you never know. Maybe he'll be lucky this time.
67. The spell goes off.
Yeah, it's only taken 2 games and 5 hours. Okay, so he can fly 75 feet around, but presumably he can only fly 8 feet now. Oh no, 25% of... Is that...
25% of 75, sure.
Okay, so he's going to go essentially up at 45 degrees directly towards the horseman for, it's going to be about 20 feet. Well, it's 18 and a half feet, I think.
Sorry, I missed that. I was having issues with my software. Where's he flying? Say again.
He's just going to fly directly towards the horseman.
Okay. Oops, actually, hang on. That's way too generous. Let's try that again.
Oh, I'm really good with that, Chris. That's fine.
Yeah, I thought you might be. I thought you might be. There we go. So how far?
Okay, so it's about 27 feet. He's going to get about halfway along this rock. Yeah, maybe a little bit further, I think. But yeah, it's pretty close.
That's 40 foot, so he's travelled. To there.
Cool. Okay, that's brilliant. Thanks. And obviously he's in the air now.
Yep.
In this pose.
Cool. Very
now,
good.
I presume, Chris, at this point now, we won't need to do this because the others are going to see him. I mean, they know where he's gone. I don't know how you want to play this, right? But I know where he will have been, right? So presumably, as part of their kind of, I doubt the others are going to play it.
No, I'll keep playing it.
Okay. Cool.
The way I need to play it, Giles, because the vantage point that you have is substantial. You can see what's going on in ways that other characters can't. So, actually, that's a good point. Could Severin... Not quite. But you have advantage points in the valley that others don't. So I'll keep playing.
Chris, if you want me to do stuff without the others knowing, when my round comes up next, can you just move him 75 foot towards the horseman?
Okay.
Flying. And as he's going to gain a little bit of height, but not much really, because he wants to get within 100 foot so we can cast sleep on him.
Okay.
And I'm just going to have to figure out how this works with the prep and everything. It's just all a bit of a nightmare, but I think we need one of these dudes. So, yeah, I'm happy if you don't even need to talk to me. You can just do it.
Okay. All right. So...
I mean, unless, like happened this time, obviously if there's a big change, and this is a big change, and he is changing what he's doing on the basis of this, then let me know, and I might change what I'm doing. But unless I hear otherwise, that's what he'll do.
Okay, so he'll get to there, and then to there.
Correct. Okay, and if Chris, so if he flies 75 foot, and it's very clear to him that the horseman is moving faster than he can fly, he'll change what he's doing, because he's not. There's no point chasing an enemy that's going to escape, right? So if he's not going to get within, this guy's moving slowly and quietly. He's not going to get within 100 feet. He'll turn around to help his mates.
Okay.
But so he'll do one fly, 75 feet, and then he'll make an assessment. The assessment will go, this guy is getting away, in which case he'll turn around to help his buddies. And if the assessment is this guy's not getting away and I'm gaining on him, I'm going to keep going so I can essentially take the risk, cast, sleep, and I think we need one of these guys and get him.
Okay, cool. Can you please ask your companions to come back?
I will do. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
G'day, team. Oh, whoops.
Wrong channel.
And back.
And back. Next act, who we got?
It's so nice not going, Chris, you have to load the map up.
Better way of doing it, right?
Absolutely.
Better way of doing it. Yep. Okay. Next act is Tanya.
Well, she will release that arrow that's pointed at the bear's direction, and then she will pin herself to the floor.
Okay.
As low as she can get.
Done. Give me a... Now, this is very close range. Very close range. It's not quite 4 foot, but I'm going to... Yep, okay. Give me a roll, Tanya.
59.
Say again.
5-9.
5-9, cool. And her skill, just remind me, please.
121.
2-1. She's at -10. But that is still a good, solid C. Just give me 1 second to set up the critical, please. Is this a magic weapon?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. This could be a killing shot if you open-end it. Give me a roll, please.
27.
27. You do it 10 hits. Thwack! The arrow goes into it.
And then she'll lower herself down, and so she's absolutely pinned to the floor. In the narrowest part.
Okay.
Can I jump in there for Askell?
Yes.
As Tanya hasn't moved, his declared action was that if she's not moving, he'll lie down too.
Okay.
Just checking the thing. What does rapid drop to the ground mean in this case? It's 10% action, but is he going to damage himself?
No, he would. You'd probably need at least 20% to get down.
Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. He wouldn't be able to hold his prep anyway, would he? After sort of thumping to the ground, I reckon.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, cool. So no, he will use his 20% action to careful drop to the ground and as flat as possible, please.
Yep.
Like orbits out of the way.
Yep. Severin. Jada has just jumped up to here. Just seen her arrive. What are you doing?
Well, I think we'll land. I mean, get as close to Jada as possible on some. Well, kind of land. Yeah, he'll land on that ledge. He'll keep the fly spell going just in case. But he'll be so close to the ground that she can reach him. And he will point out the wound that's gushing out at the one he's not got his hand on, which is the one that's gushing 10 hits around, and say, I'm bleeding out very quickly.
Got it.
I've probably got 10 rounds.
Okay. Done. Jada, you've seen some horrible injuries. You can't remember the last time you saw an injury bleeding this much. And that is the end of the round. Rolling initiative. This critter moves into... Let's see if I can grab him. Yes. Comes over the top of you both. It's a bit further up. And you are both lying absolutely flat bare. It comes down as close as it can to you. Moves down. You see chunk of these claws going into the stone as it comes down. One thing and it does that. One thing you notice is the wounds that you hit it, Tanya. The blood that's coming out, and it's not bleeding a lot, and it is bleeding, but it's reddish gold, which is kind of odd. You do catch a glimpse of that. The really good news is it comes down close towards you, swipes several times, a number of times, desperately trying to claw at either Askell or to Tanya. And I'm talking about literally the claws are probably that close to both of you, but it doesn't quite have enough room. It's big, it's bulky, and you guys are lying flat as you possibly can. But it's pretty unnerving. I don't know if whether your characters are looking up or not, but you're actually seeing these huge paws of doom. And Askell, you've already seen this thing whack you in the face once already. And it's so close to you. You feel the air rushing past you, but it doesn't hit you. Next. Askell. Any action from you?
He will keep flat and prepare.
Cool. Jada, Severin has landed next to you.
Okay, so he's showing me the blood gushing out. I'm going to quickly cast a cut repair on that wound.
Okay.
I'll hold on to it while I'm doing it, so it's stopping the bleeding.
Okay.
And I will roll.
Can you roll, please?
And find it when I find it. There it is. Yeah, I wish I prepared. It's 18.
18. Yep. That is definitely a spell failure.
I'll try again.
Can you please... No, you got to roll the spell failure and see what happens to you. If you roll badly, you could end up in a coma. Give me a roll.
Oh, can't get worse than an 18. 82! Woohoo!
That's pretty bad. Um,
Oh, it's got to be the other way. Oh,
82, and we add on 20 onto that. It's 102. Spell strays and travels to a point unknown. It proves useless. Caster is stunned 3 rounds.
Oh, this is not good.
Jada, you're stunned 3 rounds.
I'm still holding his wound though, while I'm stunned.
Yep. So Severin was holding 1, and you were holding 1 hit in. So he was bleeding 11. He's now bleeding at 9 hits a round.
Okay.
Next, Nicholas.
Oh my. He's prepared 1 round.
Mm-hmm.
He will cast Fly on Tanya, please. Or he will attempt to cast Fly on Tanya.
Okay. Give me a roll, please.
75.
75. The spell goes off.
Phew. He will say, Tanya, you can fly.
Okay.
And he will move slightly. He will do flying as he needs to, but he'll move slightly, so not outside the illusion, but he'll move away from the stone wall.
Okay.
More out towards the corner, if you know what I mean. Yeah, because he sees that bear can climb on stone, and he doesn't know if it's going to come his way, but he's paranoid. Cool. Not near the other wall, more just to the corner of the illusion, sort of thing. And so to me, that's sort of most furthest away from. Is that not outside of it? Definitely not outside the illusion. But to me, that's the furthest from any wall.
Yeah, about there.
Yep. Yeah, so long as he's not outside. But yeah, cool. Thank you.
Okay. Done. Yotto. Some information coming into your channel. Oh, can you guys see what I'm typing in Yotto's channel? No. Cool.
Someone needs to like give that bear a little stroke and cuddle and a piece of steak, right?
Yeah, they probably are. Should I switch that down? Is that doing people's heads in?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I think he needs a bit of tender love and attention.
So, Giles, that, and then Ben.
Okay. Shall I just say, is it my action now, Chris?
It is.
So I can just tell, I think, are you happy if I have my action here with everyone here?
Well, I don't want you to disclose what else you know of what's going on. Although no one else has asked for a perception, so no. Either drop me a line if it's going to be quick, or
okay, I'll do it very quickly.
Okay.
I've sent it to you, Chris.
Yeah, got it. Check. So just to confirm, Giles, you can't prep for 10%. You can prep for 90%.
No, it's a mistake. Prep for 90, move for 10. That was an
got it.
error in typing.
Okay, got it. Okay. So what is
So to this.
what is 10% of how? So 7 foot. You can move 7 foot or thereabouts.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Done. Okay. Thank you.
Cool.
Next up is Severin. You've just seen Jada come up. She's staunched a little bit of your injury. There's lots of your lifeblood spilling out between her fingers. What are you doing?
I can't do anything. I've presumably noted Jade is not doing anything.
She's looking pretty kind of bamboozled.
I'll I'll call down to the others. Jade is stunned.
Okay, cool.
Well, there's nothing I can do.
Okay.
No. I'll just bleed out.
Okay. Tanya.
So she's going to fly about less than an inch from the ground, and she's going to shoot out the bottom.
Okay.
As soon as she clears the illusion, she's going to go straight upwards.
Okay. Cool.
In a similar fashion, she'll stay close to the cliff.
Cool. And how far can she fly? Is it 75 again, Pete?
Yep, correct.
Okay. So, kind of...
So, I mean, if she notices Severin and Jade are on the way up, then she'll go to them.
Okay. Really wish this did distances and height. So call it... I don't know, what's fair? Is that... She's able to kind of get to there. Severin was able to get to there, he was about there. Yep, that's about right. Okay, she's about there. I might have been a bit generous with that. There we go. Okay. Into the round. Rolling initiative. Jada, you are stunned. Not a lot you can do. Do you say or do anything?
I'll call out that I'm stunned, I guess.
Okay.
If I can. Help!
Yep. What does this thing do? Yeah, it still seems to be convinced that it can get at you, Askell. And it's trying, my goodness, it's trying, but it's just not quite enough. But I don't know, animal determination or something. It just believes it can get at you by just sheer brute strength. You can smell its rancid breath. It's so close to you. It's just awful. But it does miss. Yotto, you are moving at 7 foot around.
Correct. Yep. So he'll prepare for another round and move in the direction as discussed for another 7 foot with a little bit of this.
Cool. A little bit of what? There you go. Oh, you're waving to attract attention. Are you waving?
And he's looking hard. He's looking hard at his mates so he can see.
Okay.
Whether they see him or not is a different issue. But
Sure.
Yep. But yeah.
Okay. Haskell.
This might just because I'm playing both characters, but he did hear Nicholas say that he was going to fly someone, and Tanya has flown.
Yep.
He is going to say, I'm not feeling so good. Can you help me too? Basically, and yeah,
Okay.
and he's going to continue to prep.
Okay. I've still got him holding that wound, and I guess he can. Yeah, he can. He's
Yes.
lying down. Yep.
Yeah, please.
Okay. Nicholas, your round.
Nicholas will read. Okay. I'll try, and he will. Yep. Prep this round.
Done.
Yep.
Nothing else?
No, I think he feels he's in his. He can't see out of this illusion, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Severin, anything else for you?
Severin.
Yes.
You saying?
Yes.
In terms of if he grasped Jada's hand,
Yep.
can he fly her up the cliff? Because she's flying and I'm flying. She doesn't have to do anything, obviously. She's just floating. Can I just pull her up so we go higher up to that ledge?
Yes.
Then that's what he'll do, and he'll.
Hang on, let me. Hang on. If she was floating, if she had a float spell cast on her, no problem at all. But flying herself, she needs to action that. So I'm gonna because she can only fly a matter of 15 foot around. If Severin tried to carry her, that would happen. But otherwise, no. She would. If she was floating, you could do it. If she's not floating, sorry, no.
And what would be the implication of carrying her?
For a start, you'd bleed more. So you would the hits per round that you're reduced would obviously come back. Could you carry her? I mean that's quite a drop and quite a distance. So I'd probably ask for some strength rolls, and you were also, because of your loss of hits, you're going to be at negatives. So yes, you're strong, but because you're down to 33 out of your normal 150 hits, you would get negatives as a result.
All right. In that case,
a risk of dropping her.
He'd urge Jada to lie. Well, he'd pull her down onto the ground so they're both lying on the rock face rather than sitting on it.
Okay, sure. Certainly. Done. Tanya. You can see your companions, you've just seen them, unless Jada resists, I can't imagine she would. You see your companions lying down. Tell me if I'm putting words in your mouth, Jada. Tanya, what are you doing?
Continuing to, well, she'd like to get to she'd like to perceive, once she clears the top of that rock so her head is pointing up, she wants to give a wide perception, see what happens, like who can see her, and she'd like to figure out where she's going to go.
You mean once she gets to here? Should do a
Once she
perception.
pops her head up over the top of that,
Okay.
she wants to see which direction to then continue flying in.
Okay, sure. Yep. So, can you give me a perception roll, please?
+43 plus 85.
She's good. Okay. Cool. Okay. Yes. So quite a bit of information for you, Tanya, and of course, this is information that you have rather than others. But you see the following. Oops. First, one of the first things that you notice, because it's quite visible, is it being Yotto moving painfully slowly in your directions, and he's kind of waving at you. He's over here. First thing you notice these dead horses down here. You see a man standing there. He is... Ooh, I'm going to do my trick. There you go, look at that. How about that? He's shaking his fist in this direction. And yelling, you think. Maybe, well, maybe not yelling, you're not quite sure. Still a bit of wind around. From here... you can just make out one of these horrible critters on the ground, and some men, at least 2 or 3, perhaps 4, fighting one of these other critters. There's maybe one man on the ground that's very, very confused, and there's definitely a pretty brutal combat going on over there. That is pretty much it, from what you can see.
So you say there's a guy waving at the rock face along to the left of the screen as we're looking at it.
Here, you see him there, highlighted?
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. And he's shaking his fist, or he's looking in this direction, looking
Right.
down here where the arrow's gone, where the horseman came from, by the way.
Yep.
And basically gesticulating and yelling in that... Not quite sure if he's yelling, but he's looking quite agitated in that direction.
Okay, well, it sounds like the men are tied up anyway. Okay, well, she's... I guess if the bear comes out, it's going to start climbing. And we probably don't want it to climb up to where the injured and stunned are. So I guess... I think keeping under cover is probably... actually, Yotto's flying anyway. Yeah, I think she'll fly. Sorry, can you spin round so I'm looking at the cliff face from the front? So
Yep. Sick. Tanya can.
And yeah, sorry, if you sort of back up from there, I can. Keep going. Yeah. Just back. If you back right, I'll show you the direction I want to go. You can come back quite a lot if you want. Yeah, right back.
Well, I don't want to... Yeah, I'll leave it there, thanks. I don't want to reveal too much information.
Oh, okay. Then I think she will... You see the edge, crest of that yellowish rock there. She intends to float there, and if the bear emerges, shout to it and move away from it.
Okay.
Basically invite it to come her way, but she wants to be further enough off the ground that if the bear was there, she would. So quite a lot higher, basically. And she kind of wants to... Oh, hang on. No, that's not going to work. No, okay. No, she won't do that because she's too near the other two. Box. Okay, well, she's going to fly across then and down off the edge of the yellow rock. And to that other rock, there's the one with the point down there and down, along a bit left of that, so that if the bear emerges, she will shout at it and get its attention.
Okay. So she's come a smidge up, so she's moving. It's probably about her movements. I think that's about 75.
Alright.
I think.
Basically, our aim is to try and draw it away from the people on the rock crevice above.
Yep.
So we can get the engine up there.
Yeah, a smidge more, maybe. Yep, okay. So a smidge more, she's about there. Is that right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I'll just give her a view of what you can see from that angle. Can you see anything else? Yes, from here, she can just make out another of these creatures. Looks like it's feeding something over here.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
That's the end of the round. Conscious, it's 10 o'clock, guys. Call it there. Keep on playing for a bit longer. What do people want to do?
I got a crash, sorry, but you guys can carry on.
I think call it there, right?
Oh!
Oh, we're still alive.
Oh, yeah, well, we're still alive. He was.
Crikey.
Indeed.
Didn't play out the way I expected.
Yeah.
No.
It's just
I mean,
funny
other
here.
than my spell that went off that was so nice first time in 3 games, nothing I wanted to do, I could do. It's just weird how this happens sometimes, right?
Yeah.
It's,
It's like, oh, you. I don't know if you heard it, Giles. The very first roll of the game, I think it was a self-discipline roll by Askell to see if the bear on the outside of the illusion noticed. And no, that was a failure by, just roll the dice, and that meant the bear came tumbling on in much earlier than we wanted.
oh no. So did Haskell get munted like
He
first
did.
up?
He did.
Oh my god.
Rose is gone.
The first attack he parried off, but then the bears, they're so quick, it got him first, and it's ripped its, what's the description? Torn nose.
Oh no.
And what happened to Severin? How come he's fucking spewing all his life force everywhere? And he gets smashed as well.
Did. So just to show you how the GM thinks, this is what I prepped in advance, and I try to leave it down to the roll of the dice. So Askell was at -10, Severin, because he was closer, -5. If failure means we'll go directly ahead and ultimately find Askell. If however if you did make those self-discipline rolls, and to be fair, self-discipline roll of beating 50 with some of your self-discipline bonuses is quite doable. It's quite definitely doable. So it really was down. Really was down to Askell, that one roll, really. If not, it had a chance. It did have a chance of getting distracted and going elsewhere. There was a chance that it did go straight in and find Askell, or more likely, it went round the corner. Just.
So Chris, if Shardmore Lurker is your name.